This AI automation turns text or images into fully fledged GIFs that look exactly like this, and it can do anything you want with fully accurate text. The process is pretty crazy actually. We're gonna have a website where they choose if they want to upload an image, turn into a GIF, or just write what they want. And based on that, they'll be prompted to two different things dynamically, and I'll show you how you do that using Tally. You upload an image, you enter email, your name, and then we're gonna collect payments from those customers. Once we've collected the payments, this beautiful automation starts off where the Tally form grabs immediately the second we've got a submission. It identifies whether they've won it in text or they've submitted an image. And then what we do with all these really cool modules, which look complicated, but I promise are actually really straightforward, they end up creating for us a beautiful GIF that looks a little something like this. Now, obviously I've got 4 beautiful Springer Spaniels, so I had to do a Spaniel in New York because I was in America recently, and he holds up the sign. This is done completely automatically, and I'll run through the entire thing with you step by step. My name is Jack, my school community and my YouTube, we're about 3 things. We are about the latest AI. We are about incredible automations, but most importantly, we are about the stuff that actually works. So if you haven't already, grab that coffee and let's dive straight in. And as always, all the blueprints, the agents are all available down below in the school community. So all you ever have to do is come down here to more, click on import blueprint, select the file. We upload the file, we click save, and the entire automation will populate automatically. All this is available in the school community. We've currently got a 7-day free trial, so it's completely risk-free. You can come down, check it out, say hey, and have a rock and roll and a good time. Now, this will save you a lot of time. You can also Frankenstein this. If you want to do it for different things, we could use this for, newsletters. Just imagine how insane that is. There's so many applications with this stuff. It's crazy. So take the building blocks of what we've got here and turn it into anything that you like. Now, we're going to build this one together step by step. But really, the very beginning of this automation starts with the Tally form. Starts with us being able to capture and answer questions. So first of all, let's give this a name of text to GIF, and in brackets, let's just put, build together. Incredible. So let's head over to Tally and check out what that looks like. So Tally have kindly agreed to sponsor this video, which I'm stoked about because as a form builder, they're pretty exceptional. What I'm most impressed with Tally is the fact that it's kind of like Notion. It's very simple to create blocks, and the payment integration is probably the easiest and best that I've seen, to be completely honest with you. And I'll show you in a second how we do that. So we're gonna call this one, it's gifting time. That is a catchphrase that absolutely will catch on. No questions asked about it. All right, sweet. And of course, it can't be gifting time unless we have a beautiful emoji, not quite the clock. Let's go for something like, a celebratory thing there. Awesome. Now we're gonna enter and start from scratch. The first thing that we need to know is whether they wanna do. So to do this, just hit /, and let's go for multiple choice here, guys. Let's just say, I would like, in fact, what did we describe the first one as? Create a GIF from. Okay, that's a really good way to describe it. So create a GIF from. If my typing's off, by the way, it's because I had to buy a new MacBook today because I recorded this video already, by the way, and then my laptop decided to die after an hour of recording. So now I'm back here doing it again. You always say it's better the second time, so you let me know if the experience is a level higher in this call. All right, cool. So we've got create a GIF from, image text, awesome. Now what we need to do is enter, let's say, a file upload. So let's just say to choose image, and let's just say, guys, because maybe you've got an image of yourself doing something, we'll add some animation to it. The image function is phenomenal on this. So upload your image like so. Okay, I'm just getting used to typing on this new keyboard, man. I promise you, I do speak English. I promise you. Upload your image. Cool, that's decent. I will come back down, and this one will be a short answer, and we'll call this one describe your dream GIF. And we could say, let's also say and text. In fact, we'll just put describe your dream GIF. Come in, and then we'll have this beautiful eyes here. And crucially, guys, we want to get an email address so we can contact these beautiful people. So short answer is email, and of course, it's fairly straightforward what we're going to do with that. And then finally, the next one we want to do is your beautiful name, so we know who to address this to when we write it. And of course, a little waving emoji for that one. Phenomenal. Cool, phenomenal. And then the final bit we want to do, guys, is add a payment block. Now, this is really cool. Now, you could set this at $2, $5, $10. The cool thing about this automation is it doesn't exist, to the best of my knowledge, anywhere on the internet. So if you're seeing this for the first time, the only place it exists right now is here on my laptop. I know you've got knowledge to make it. And the applications for this are, I really believe, crazy. It's just fun and awesome, and yeah, just a wonderful automation. So if I come back over to our Tally form, which has evaded me here, we're going to add a payment block in. So let's add payment block. We click this one here. And all you do is type in payment. It's kind of like, the cool thing about Tally, it's very like, Very like Notion, if you've used Notion before. It's very, very cool. So basically what we can do now is connect it with Stripe. So you need a Stripe account. They're super easy to create. Once you've done that, you're gonna click on connect with Stripe down here. Well, you can pick but let's charge, I don't know, let's charge them $10, $10 a pop, and then connect with Stripe. So the margins on this would be preposterous. It opens up, cool. And then it's got my email address with all my accounts. And one of the things I would say, guys, is that Stripe is so straightforward to do in the sense that people think it's more difficult than it is. And once you've selected it, and by the way, it'll pop up, people think it's way more complicated to use Stripe than it is. Actually straightforward, cool. And when it's all connected, then it comes up and pops in a call, and we've got $10, we have the card number, everything like that, and it's effectively done. Now, the cool thing that you see these asterisks, that just means required. So if we don't want it to be required, what do? We just hit the button, and all of a sudden, it's no longer required. Now, the final thing we want to do is add some conditional logic. So what I kind of wanted to say is, look, I only want upload your image to show if they've chosen image. So to do that, we come down here on the left and add conditional logic. So we say, hey, when this question here, create a GIF, is image, then what we want you to do is to show the upload your image button. That's really cool, right? And then we're going to duplicate this. And let's also say, hey, when it is, when that is text, we want it to hide the blocks. We want it to hide the upload your image. Perfect. And then we do the exact same thing with describe your dream GIF. We come here and we're going to say add conditional logic. And we're going to say, hey, when create a GIF from is text, then we want you to show describe your dream GIF. Awesome. But when it isn't, we want you to hide it. And we come down and we'll say when that is image, then we want you to hide the block that is describe your dream GIF. Beautiful. And as simple as that. And that's a really cool thing about Tally is the kind of like conditional logic's really easy, straightforward to do, which is awesome. It's GIF in time. And guys, that is essentially the entire thing. We come top right, we hit publish like so. Give that a moment. Awesome. And then what I want you to do, guys, is embed. So come down here to standard on the left, and then click on get the code. And obviously there's things that we can do. We can make it transparent background if you want to. You can hide the title, align content, lots of really cool, interesting stuff. So we're going to come here on the left and click on get the code. And I want you to click on the top and copy that. Now, the next place we're heading to, guys, is the beautiful card.co. So Limit Labs we'll come on to very shortly because it's pretty epic. So head over to card.com. Card.com, guys, is like the future of website building. They're not a sponsor of this video, but basically what they do is that you make like 20, 30 odd websites for like $47 a month. It's crazy. So they've got all these different templates. You can pick one. I mean, I built my last business on WordPress. I got to like 50,000 unique visitors. If I was starting again from scratch, I'd probably use Card to be completely transparent with you because it's just so easy. So pick one that you like, that you want to customize, you think it'd go good with your vibe. The one that I've got here is this really cool paddleboarding code one that I made earlier. So for example, if I come over and we're just going to load that one up because it's easy and we're automators. So we like to do easy things, don't we? We open this one up, restore last session. That's absolutely fine. And all you do, guys, to create an embed is you click this button here, okay? And all you do really simply is embed. Now look at this. Then all you do, guys, on the left-hand side is enter the code. That's it. This entire thing is so straightforward. It's really cool. So click on this embed, come down to code, and we're going to replace it with our brand new code, like so. And then we'll click done, and then we're going to click on the save button over here, publish changes, give a bit of a drum roll. Can you believe this video got destroyed earlier? Honestly, it took me like 5 minutes, so I can't believe that just happened. And look at that, guys. We've got GIF created, but the background is transparent, so let's quickly go back and change that within our tally form. So where is our beautiful tally form? It's over here. Let's remove the transparent background, and then we're going to copy this one again, and then we're going to come back over to our website, which is right here. And just like that, it's what, again, obviously you can do different things with the background. I'm just putting this in simply to show you what we can do. We can play with the backgrounds on the website, all that crazy stuff. Now, guys, let's go over here and begin the scenario. So the first thing that we're going to need here is we click on this button here, and you might have guessed it, we're going to want tally, right? So we're going to tally watch for new responses. By the way, if it's got a lightning bolt, that just means the second something happens, Tally will grab it and bring it into automation for us, which is exactly what we want. Now, in terms of choosing a hook, click on add there for me. And basically you connect it, but what it will do is pull through the form ID. So check this out, I come down and it's gifting time. It is gifting time, the phrase will catch on. If you're not saying it's gifting time by the end of this video, I have not done my job properly. We click OK. Check this out, I'm gonna run this one once. Let's go over to our paddleboard co. Let's view the site and run through it. So let's just say I want to, I don't know, let's say I'm doing a text and you'll notice the image isn't visible there. I'll say, I don't know, like test, and again, test, and then again, test. And would you believe it? It won't let us submit until we've paid. So what do? We come back over to our page here. Let's go back and close this one. And let's come back to, and we click this edit button here. And what I'm going to do just for the time being, guys, is I'm just going to remove the ability for that to be mandatory and click publish like so, okay? And then let's go back over to the website and just double check that that is absolutely fine. And let's refresh it. And would you believe it's completely disappeared? So we've got test, test, test. That is a cool thing. It will remember the information. So if they have an abandoned cart, we'll have all the data, which is really, really handy. Then we click submit. And then we're going to come back over and we'll look at this, guys. We've got all the information and fields. We've got test, test, test. Phenomenal. And if it loaded an image, that's exactly what would happen as well. Now, the first thing we want to do here, okay, is split into two journeys based on the image and the text. And I think just giving the user the ability to upload an image is really cool. And obviously we could customize lots of stuff, like we could specify styles, basically build whatever you could possibly imagine with this. So the first one is going to be text. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to say text like so. And then the condition is going to be when, let's have a quick look here on down at the bottom. So the condition will be when fields does not contain images. Beautiful. Let me click OK. And then we do the next one, which is going to be image. So come down here, set up filter, call this one image. And the condition is when fields contains, oops, case insensitive image. Beautiful. All right, I think we're ready to go. Now, the first thing we want to do is we've got the information. We want to use Claude now to turn that into a prompt. So it's got three sections to it. Section one is this bit here, where we do the image generation. Okay. And the second bit here is where we basically, once we've done that, is create the video itself, which is these beautiful guys here. All right. And then when we've got the video, then we just turn it into a GIF. So think of it as like an ABC. And then these little tool sections just help us along the way, which is really cool. So what I want you to do is use this Flux prompt generator. Now, the Flux prompt generator, the reason that we're using this one, guys, is because we need to add a specific format to Flux, which is the technology that's going to create this amazing image. Now, I did a video last on how you can create like Instagram reels of yourself that are photo realistic, look exactly like you, an Instagram reel size. It's awesome. And for that, we use like a LoRa, which you train it on your own image. This one, we're using Flux 1.1 Pro, which is insane. So for example, if I come here and I show you Black Forest Labs Flux 1.1 Pro, is insane. The quality, in my opinion, is better than Midjourney, and it gets text perfect, and most of the time, which is why we really like it. So let's come back over and start with Claude. So we're going to come here and I'm going to say, hey, I would like to speak to Claude, if that's okay. And we come over, max tokens, let's just do 4,000. Then we get to message, role is going to be user, and then content is going to be text, of course. And I want you to give it this prompt. Now, obviously, all the prompts and all the information is down below in the School community. What I will include for you as well in the description is going to be this here. So this basically is something, the format you need so that you can actually send the information to Flux. But all the prompts to make it easier are in school. So we come down, we're asking it here, right, to create a JSON object based on the user's text requirements and preferences. We're going to say stuff like no additional text, correct formatting, we want you to use consistent structures. We're going to say that the user's giving us an input. I'm going to say, hey, I want you to create a prompt based on this image here, or the description of the image. So for this one, I'm going to say, hey, I want you to create a prompt based on this user input. And then we hit that. And then basically that, guys, the one that we're selecting, as you can imagine on the right hand side here, is describe your dream GIF. So we're saying, hey, this is what the user said. Turn that into a prompt for us, okay? And then we come down, we've got some information about prompt description. We want to do the content description. We want to use specific text. We reinforce what the JSON structure looks like several times to ensure we've got consistency. And we have lots of other things. We give examples of if the user says this, then say that, just to make the prompt as robust and as powerful as possible. I've done all the kind of hard work, crafting this in the background, so you can just upload it and get started. And then we finish by talking about clarity, text integration, and consistency. Then we click OK. Now there's a little tester. If I come here and I click on Redis Modularity and I'll say, hey, create me a GIF on a, I don't know, giant chocolate cake in the forest. Cool. Now we hit enter like so, and this will then create a JSON correct output that we could then use for Flux. So I come down, look at the text response, and then we've got this. And look at that, guys. Not a single character out of place. That is code for good news. We like that. That's pretty cool. So the first thing we do, guys, is we're going to come here. We're going to click on HTTP. We're going to make a request. The URL is going to be this one here, which is replicate. We specify the model. The method is going to be post. And the first header we want is authorization. And then for value, you're going to put bearer. And then what I want you to do, guys, is enter your API key. And I'll show you exactly how you get that now. So if you come back over to replicate, you come back here to this part and you get API tokens in the top left. After clicking on your name, you'll see all these cool tokens. You just come down, you're going to copy that, and then you're going to paste that back into the scenario over here. So it's bearer space your API key like that, okay? Beautiful. And then we've got down here the body type. Body type is going to be raw. The content type is going to be JSON application. And then request content is quite simply just the output from Claude, which is what we really like. And then we're going to click OK. Cool. And again, we're going to rename this one here just so we're very clear what it is. This is image generator. And it wouldn't be much of an image generator without a cool little emoji to tell it there. Beautiful. And then guys, what we're going to do is we're going to add a sleep module in. The sleep module will just give us enough time to make sure that the image can process and be created so that it's there when we want to download it, okay? Then we're going to click on OK. The next thing, guys, is right click on image generator. I want to bring it back over here. We're going to rename this one to image downloader. And of course, we can't have an up emoji if we're downloading. I mean, like we're not savages here, are we? Then we click down. Now, the first thing I want to change here, guys, is method from post to get. And instead of this URL, you're going to put this one in here, data.urls.get. Now, you won't see this yet because basically we've not run this scenario. So a little hack you can do with this code is change the number to the number that exists. So check this out, right? I'm going to copy this now. I come back over. Can you see how this is 94? So basically this is black because there is no 73 in this scenario. So if I get rid of it, by the way, if you run the scenario once, it would appear, but this is just a little hack to save us some time. I'm going to paste that in there. Like so. Whoops, let me get rid of that. And it's not popping up because it hasn't got the first curly bracket. There you go. The light blue means that it recognizes the module, but it hasn't seen the data yet, so it's not comfortable giving it to us just at this moment. We're going to come down, no request content on this one, but we do want it to pass response, and then we're going to click OK. And once again, because you duplicate it, your API key will be there and will be visible. So let's run this entire thing from the top. I'm going to click on, wrong one's in the bottom left like so. Let's go over to our wonderful text there. We'll go for text. We'll go for... Oh, this looks like the previous version. Let me just refresh that real quick. Okay, there you go. Come on to text. Describe green GIF. Let's just say, does it hit a giant chocolate cake, hyper realistic? Email is just going to be a random email. Name's going to be a random name. And then we're going to submit. Now we come straight back over to the form. Tally's grabbed it. It sent it down the text route because it's identified that it doesn't have an image. And on top, it's created the prompt. The image generator has requested it. And now it's going to wait in the background whilst this is correct. And if you come over, check this out, guys. If I come back over to the homepage, can you see? Oh, it's created already in just 9.5 seconds. So we can see it here, or we can wait. I think we open up and check it out. We're going to open this one up, and look at this, guys, a giant cake, photorealistic. How flipping cool is that? And in about 60 seconds, once that's done, it will then pull the image back down for us in the scenario. The reason why I've added that time delay, I mean, it doesn't really need to be 60 seconds, but sometimes I add more rather than less. It depends on how quick we want to get the email deliverability out, so you can reduce it down a bit, but I just did that to be safe. Awesome, guys. Now the next step, now we've got the image into the scenario. We're going to come down here, add a new module. We're going to come up and we're going to add tools. And we're going to say get multiple variables. And a very quick aside, guys, on the image generator, just make sure you've selected pass response at the bottom, just to be really clear. And then back over here to this scenario here. So I want you to, sorry, not get multiple variables. We want to set multiple variables. Cool, and I'll say why in a second. So image generator is going to give us an output here, okay? Now this one here is going to be we're going to tell this one image prompt. All right, come down, and I want you to paste this code into I'll put it down below the description so you can just copy and paste it. But basically what this does, it takes the image output that we've got, the sort of like the URL, and it strips all the nonsense around it because we need to include that URL in a bigger prompt. And this just cleanses the text and cleanses the information, and it'll make sense in a second. So we've got 62 data output. Now this is module 96, so we're going to change that very quickly. I'm just going to do that in the browser. I don't think that you will see that because you can't see the browser in the way that I record these videos, which is quite funny. So let me come up here and just update that real quick. So 62, we want 96, right? Okay, beautiful, 96. Oh, you might be able to see that actually because it's popping down. Cool, beautiful, copy that, come down, and then we're gonna get rid of this guy, like so, and boom, it's actually identified it. Phenomenal, great. Now that's complete, let's check out what we need to do next. Is we've got another module here. Oh my gosh, what's Anthropic doing back here? Now, what Anthropic's going to do, guys, is it's going to create a prompt for the animation, basically. So it's got the text that it wants. We've got that to create the image, but now I just thought it'd be cool to bring an AI to say, hey, now we've got the image. like based on what this image is about, how would you best like to animate it? Like what would be a really cool, sensible way to do that? Again, it's not necessary. You could just let it do it and give it hardcode prompt, but I think it'd be pretty cool to add that in there. So if you come down, we're gonna ask it to generate an enhanced photo description by incorporating suitable animation elements based on the original content. We ask it to write it based on the user's input. We give it prompt construction, example outputs, blah, 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 about this is typical input, this is typical output, etc., etc., etc. So we're gonna copy this prompt right here. Let's go back over to the scenario and add in a Anthropic, our beautiful friend Claude. We'll come here, create a prompt. Max tokens is gonna be 4,000, and then we're gonna add a message. Click on the role is gonna be user. Go down to the content type is text. We scroll down to the text, and then we enter that in, and then we're gonna scroll back up, and then the output from the user is going to be, if we come down to tally right here, let's have a quick look. In fact, guys, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to do the prompt here on this guy, because this will describe exactly what we requested, what the AI model requested Flux to make. So it'll be very specific based on this, and I'll just say, hey, just look at the prompt part here. Beautiful. And guys, once that's done, all we do is we come down and click OK, and we're just gonna basically come into our previous scenario. We need to do the multiple variables one more time. Why do we need to do multiple variables? Well, because we need to cleanse that from everything else that it gets. So come down, let's get the tools, and let's get the set multiple variables. We're gonna come down, add variable, and we're gonna paste this one in here. Instead of that text response, we're going to remove it. I'm going to give the text response from this module. And of course, the name is the animation prompt, and then we click OK. Now at this point, guys, we're going to actually create a 5-second video based on this image we got, which I think is pretty flippin' epic. So to do that, we're going to use the beautiful Luma Labs Dream Mean Machine API. I actually love this website, by the way. Isn't it like a really gorgeous website? So to do this, just head over to lumalabs.ai. Again, all the links are always in the description for you, and click on API over here. On Start Building. And then you'll see API keys. Create one, grab one, deposit $5, and then come back over to the scenario. The cost, by the way, per creation is around like 11 to 16 cents per creation. So if you're charging $2, $5, $10, there's margin. There's plenty of margin there for you. Cool, so we're gonna click on a new one here. We're gonna go on HTTP. We're gonna click on make a request. Cool, the URL we're gonna use here, guys, is this here. Again, I will go Luma Labs API Dream Machine V1 generations. Method is going to be post, name is going to be accept, and we're only going to add 3 here. Application JSON, and click on add new header. Here we're going to add authorization, and then guys, you're going to do bearer, and then here guys, insert your API key, okay? So bearer space your API key, as simple as that. Then the third header is going to be content type, and then it's just going to be, oh my goodness, application / JSON. And then once you scroll down, guys, when you click on body type, when you click on raw, content type is going to be JSON application, and then request content, enter this prompt in here. We got prompt, animation prompt, so we're going to come back. First one we want is the animation prompt that we got, which is beautifully displayed on the right hand side. Isn't it really cool? Just naming these variables is so helpful. And then we've got the image URL, so we've got here the image prompt, which is pretty cool. And then right click, let's come here and just name this one, I don't know, upload video. In fact, I should say create video, right? Oh my goodness gracious. Create. I promise I can type. I swear I can type. Okay, we come back, and a little alarm bell. Beautiful. Now I'm going to add my API keys in. Then crucially, guys, what we want to do is come down here and add a sleep module to give it some time to create the video. And we'll put 60 seconds on that like so. Click OK. And then finally, now the video's been created, we want to grab it down using another HTTP request. So for this one, guys, I'm going to come here. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to clone it. I'm going to bring it over. I'm going to rename him. I'm going to call this one download video. Download video. Beautiful. Okay, phenomenal. And then we're going to change just a couple of things. So first of all, guys, in the URL, I want you to come type this one in here, which is, as you will see, whoops, I'm getting rid of this here now, Luma Labs API Dream Machine 64 data ID. So what does that look like? Well, I'll show you right here. We've got 64 data ID, just change that to be 102 data ID. And again, we would get that if we run the scenario. I'm just doing this just to save a bit of time. So we come back, there we go, 102 data ID. Method isn't post, the method is getting something. All these three are exactly the same. We come down and we don't need to request any content. So we get rid of that, and parse response, yes. And then of course you'll have your API key in that as well. And then on the other module, let's also just make sure the parse response is selected yes. And with that done, guys, let's save the scenario quick and let's run it from top to bottom. Let's go down here and click run once. Let's go over to tally and create a beautiful new form. So we'll refresh the page. Great stuff. Cool, we'll do text. We'll just say a giant chocolate cake, fake email, fake name, come down, click submit like so. Come back over then to our beautiful automation. Tally's grabbed the form. It's identified as text. It's going through Anthropic. We're now creating an image, and now the image has been requested. We'll then be able to wait, get the image downloaded, and progress with the rest of the scenario. And just like that, guys, the entire scenario is completed. So if I click on this download video thing, let's have a look at the video. We come down to data, ID, asset. There's a link for the video. So we're just going to copy that real quick. And let's go and test that one out. So if I come over to this prediction, I'm gonna click on it, and we've got a giant chocolate cake rotating around. Cool. Now I'm gonna come back over here like so. I'm gonna click off this perfectly. Now, the next thing I wanna do, guys, is then turn that prompt into a GIF, which is gonna be pretty cool. The other thing we can experiment with, guys, on the animation prompt is we can actually hard code in, animate this photo in a subtle way. So you'd experiment with the different prompts and stuff, whether you want AI to do it, you can actually control it. I've added that in to show you that if you want to be really specific and build some intelligence into it, you can do, or you can just be really specific like that, okay? We're gonna come down, then we're gonna come down and click, okay. So the first thing we wanna do next, guys, is we've gotta download the video. So we're gonna down here, get a file. What URL do we need? Well, we click on this, we come down to create a video. We're gonna come down to, where is it right now? It'll be on download a video, right? Let's go down and check it out, assets, and there's a video. So this will download the video for us. And then the next thing we want to add, guys, is Giphy. So come down, select Giphy, and this is going to be upload a GIF like so, HTTP file. How cool is that? And it's given us a username. So before we do that, we need to head over now to Giphy to figure everything out. So come over to Giphy. There's a beautiful one that I did earlier. So I'm gonna go into different browsers to show you what the account creation process looks like. So we're gonna head over, guys, to developers.giphy.com, and we're gonna click on this beautiful create an account button at the top. We'll click on sign up. We're gonna give an email address there for us. Beautiful, enter an email address. Username is gonna be blah, 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 blah. Password, fake password, whatever it is. I'm not a robot. We agreed for terms, and I click on sign up like so. It's now sent me a code. And then once we validate that, guys, we should be able to just enter in like so. And we're gonna log into our beautiful account, freshly created account, might I add. We haven't done it yet. Cool. So the next thing I want to do, guys, is basically create an API. So let's go back over to the developer side. So if I head back over now to developers.giphy.com, I click on create. I go my dashboard, actually. That should be the location I have here. Okay, beautiful. I'm going to click into, you can create an API key at the top here, which is really cool. And it's already logged me in. Then you can see your API keys. Come down and create an API key. We'll disagree with that cookies and select API on the right hand side, guys. Click on next step. Enter your app name, which will be test. Platform's going to be web. And then say, hey, making GIFs. Awesome. Check the box. And then create the API key. And then, guys, on this page, you'll see a brand new API key. Just copy that and head back over now to our scenario. And now we've uploaded the GIF, guys. We've entered the information. We're gonna come down here. I'm gonna do Giphy one more time. I'm gonna put down here, get a GIF like so. Beautiful. And then GIF ID, guys, is simply gonna be this one here. Awesome. And then finally, we just need a Gmail to send it out. So we come down here on the right. We're gonna type in Gmail like so. We'll create a draft email, but in your case, it's just gonna send it directly. Add the recipient. First of all, the recipient is going to be the information that we got all the way at the bottom from Tally, which is going to be right there, the email. Subject is going to be, hey, it's gifting time. And of course, we should do a little, I don't know, a little celebration or something. It's always good to match the excitement for the customers when they buy it, right? Now, in terms of content, let's go over and grab the text that we had previously. Of course, this one here is really cool. You can do anything you want to. We've got a button down here, which is create another GIF. And even that sort of slight automation, that when it sort of moves, that slight movement, I absolutely love that. So we come back over, content, and we're going to enter that in. And then I'm just going to search for Control F GIF so I can find it. I'm going to remove that a little bit. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is come down here, and we have loads of different sizes. So we've got download sizes, all this sort of stuff. And let's go for URL there. So that will embed that perfectly. And then we click OK. Come back onto this one. It may need to validate my connection one more time, so let me just do that for Google. And once you validate the connection, it will then let you select the folder, and for us, that is going to be drafts. And give that a beautiful second, pip and pop, come down, drafts, incredible, then we click OK. And then, guys, the next thing we want to do is to edit the images. So how do we actually then go ahead and create an image? So all you're going to do, guys, basically, is you're going to copy everything. See this video generation, create video, you're going to copy all of this, Control and C, and then you Control V to duplicate it. So like if I come here, I Control C, I Control V, I duplicate it, and we get rid of it. And then what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna add a Dropbox module. Now, the reason why I've added Dropbox here is just for sometimes when you're bringing image URLs from websites, it can get a little bit fruity. So we're gonna use Dropbox just to make sure that the URL is cleansed and we can get it through to the video generation. So how does this physically work? So first thing I'm gonna do is add an image here. a module here called HTTP get a file, okay? And what we're gonna do is from the URL, we're gonna come down, I'm gonna go on, I'll come over here, upload your image, come down, get the file storage, beautiful. And then you're gonna add a Dropbox file. The first one is going to be to upload a file. Now, when you upload and create a file in Dropbox, I want you to right click on that and make sure that it's publicly available. And then you're gonna select that folder. Once you've done that, any files that get added to that folder will be accessible for every platform on the internet. We come down, or if they have the URL, of course, not everybody, you need to know the APIs and stuff. Then we're gonna add a new module for Dropbox, which is to make an API call. We click on that. Now the Dropbox API endpoint is gonna be api.dropbox.api.com. The URL, just copy this verbatim, //2 files, get temporary link. The method is post, content type, application JSON. And at the bottom, it's path. And then you're gonna select here, guys, path lower, okay? Which you can see, if I come back over here, it's path lower, it's right there. Awesome. Then you're gonna click OK. Awesome. And then video generation is exactly the same. Tools the same, download video, HTTP, blah, 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 all the way through up until the end. And let me just delete this little random thing that magically appeared in the scenario. Awesome. So what we're gonna do now, guys, is we're gonna run this one all the way through with an image, and you can see how that gets turned into a GIF. So I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna save the scenario, I'm gonna click on run once. So I've uploaded this image of some clouds, which is cool, got my name, got my email, I submit. I come back over to the scenario then. Now, Tally's working in the background, it's grabbed it, it's identified that it's an image, it's got the file, uploaded to Dropbox, made an API call, and then send that URL to the video generation. And now we just wait while that's being processed, and once that's done, we'll be able to see these clouds as a GIF. And now we can see it's downloaded the video, it's basically gotten the file. So let's see exactly what that looks like as a quick video, and then we can check out what it looks like as a GIF. We come down, we've got the video, let's upload that one here to the paddleboarding website. We load it up, and guys, look at that. It's turned the image into a GIF. It's beautiful, because what I also did, guys, is I hard-coded it to say in this module here, make it a subtle animation. Can you see? Subtly animate this image. You can be more flamboyant and flagrant if you want to. I just wanted to keep it simple, and just to show you, if you just add that subtlety prompt, it just adds a nice sway to it without making it too drastic. The more creative you get, the more epic it looks, but sometimes the more risk there is for crazy stuff. Then we come over to the GIF. We've got the GIF. We come down here. Get on to images. If we just go for, hey, I don't know, let's go for downsize large. Again, now we've got it as a GIF, and that will come straight into the email. Open this one here. Beautiful, just as an email, it's fantastic. And then, guys, if I open up the thing, I've got it's gifting time, look what we've created for you, the GIF captures the moment perfectly, spread more joy, create another GIF, blah, blah, blah. And guys, that is the entire automation. Thank you, Tally, so much for sponsoring this video, guys. I hope you found this interesting and see the use cases. But in any case, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next video.